On this video we'll know what's new in the new version of Tesla SCADA 2.36. The main feature we added in the new version is possibility to use indirect names in tags names, tags, some tag values, and also in object names. For example, if you want to bind tag to the group name, you should add this keyword group, and then by adding speed connection you can get fan speed name. Also, it's possible to add in description, and it's possible to add in the initial pair for string names, for example. Also, it's possible to add in present value input server if it's useful if you want to use, for example, OPC server and bind to the node depending on tag names. Also, it's possible to use in alarms, for example, bind to message name and bind value of this tag. Also, it's possible to use description keyword and possible to use subgroup name. It's, for example, round in our case, but we don't use what in our example. Also, in the object names, it's possible to use indirect names. For example, group keyword, for example, group, and in our case, fand with get. And also, it's possible to in binded tags. For example, in here we've got group name and name the end start rotation, and we've got fund start rotation. Also, for button, you can use it in command and arguments if you use for call screen or call pop-up screen function here, but we don't want to use in this button. And let's check. For example, we've got fun speed and value equal 100. It's our error message that bind to the indirect name text of text. It's very useful if you want to scale your project with the same objects. For example, if you want to use the same object and don't want to bind every object to the text, you can copy this group of text, and you've got name fund to speed because we bound to the group, and fund start rotations and other. And when we example duplicate this group, and we've got the name of the group fund to the group name, and binding text is got the same name because it's bound to the group name. Let's check. Let's copy this slider. You have to rename to fund2 also, and we've got the tag name bind to fund2 speed because it's bind to the name of this group. And let's check. It's changed tag value. Also, we added in the new version some functions that let you work with properties of the text. For example, you can enable alarms or disable by using this command settagenablealarms. In our case, we bind to the fund speed and bind to the text enable alarms. You can enable every alarm, for example, high and low in our case. And for example, you can change text limit, text priority, and text alarm message. Also text alarm deadband, text history, and storage period. Let's see how it works. For example, in our case, it's all disabled. This slide is now it's bind to the fund speed, but for example, this for fund speed. And we didn't get alarm, but now we enable alarm, enable high, enable low, enter some message, error message, limit when it's greater, and privacy, for example, 50. And now when we've changed, we've got error message alarm. The same thing with the history. For example, enable history, we've changed values and we've got change in history. Also, we add in history possibility to change that band. For example, when the value is changed below the value of that band, the history is not saved. For example, if we change only 10, and in our case it's now saved, but we change greater, it's saved, and we see it in trends. That's all. And let's see our changes in new version. We have possibility to add curves in trend. To do this, add curve function, name of the trend name. In our case, we've got this from the array, depending on index, text index, and add text name, add line width, and color spectre by using this text, and remove. Also, name of the trend and remove text name. Let's see how it works. This bind to the text index. When we change curve, we change index, and this color picker that bind to the color spectre, and this bind to add text that call script add and remove call remove script. Let's see. Out is empty. We change color and click add. We've got some trend. Now let's change curve 1, change color, add. We've got other trend and change color to and got the third trends line. You can change it possible now in select the start and the end time dialog. We check, uncheck, and you can hide. But it's possible to call hide by using script commands. You can see it in the first script by using hide curve, name of the trend, name of the line, and depending on value type hide curve and hide curve 1, it's hide first or second curve. Let's see how it works. Hide curve, and it's again to see. Also, in the new version of Tesla SCADA 2, we had possibility to change fan speed in the script command. To do this, for example, we add new object because it works only with ungrouped objects. And let's change name to fan speed. Rotation indicator bind to the fan start rotation tag. And let's change the speed is 5,000, and it will rotate when value is 1, not 0. And let's use this script fan speed equal text fan speed. Let's execute and let's see how it works. We change start, and it's started with 3000 speed. Let's make it faster and slower. It works. Also in the new version we add possibility to call set dialog box that let you set value for set some value by using dialog. Let's say it's the title, it's the message, it's the tag name, and it's the default value. Let's execute, and we already got this. And see how it works. We've got default value, pulse, and it stopped. Also, it's possible to use virtual keyboard now in our SCADA system and change style, for example, to other Caspian in ID and runtime. Now let's check virtual keyboard. You see it works. That's all. If you've got any questions, do not hesitate to ask by using email or our forum.